things. So
he's gone.
He's gone.
There's a chance.
And John Clayton was saying last night that more than likely he'll be going to the Jets.
Oof, man.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. What do you think about Ocho Cinco in New England, Mike? How do you think he's going to fare?
As much as I hate New England as a team, I hope that they lose every game 75-60.
They won't.
Ocho gets 5 catches or 5 touchdowns.
How do you think he'll do, really?
Honestly, I think he'll be able to mesh well with Brady. I don't even think you'll see that many antics from him. But as far as a team, I think after the 2 tight ends and Welker, they're really hurting for somebody, and Ocho brings that somebody, in there. He is a veteran leader, whether people want to agree with that or not. I don't think he's going to go to what Randy Moss did.
No.
But I think if he has that capability, I just don't think it's going to be there.
Yeah, he's not the big play receiver Randy Moss is or was, and but he's a really, really good receiver if he wants to buckle down and play football. And I think in New England, he's going to have to. I mean, you don't bring
that's what they do.
Yeah, you don't bring your antics to Bill Belichick because he is not amused at anything. I don't know if you've ever heard him talk or seen him.
He's Tony La Russa all over again.
The only thing that makes him smile is his own dry personality.
Well, in fact, on the Ocho Cinco, I've got a list from you of projections done by Mike Clay, the projection guru. You know who it is, Mike, Pro Football Focus. He's already got projections. He's got Ocho down for 49 catches, 642 yards, and 4 TDs.
There you go.
You know what? I think that's pretty close. And we're going to get a chance to talk to Mike when we start.
TDs?
we're going to get a chance to talk to Mike with other guys when the Fantasy Football 101 starts up. But this guy's phenomenal.
Hey, Pendleton, thanks for the call, buddy. Oh, do you got?
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to comment on the Bears. I think they need to stop catering to the wrong coach here. I think we all agree defense wins championships, and your head coach should make the call. Mike Martz, okay, I know he's a good coordinator, but Rod Marinelli, Lovie Smith, the special teams coordinator, they've got to let these guys make some moves as well.
All pawns, Mike.
You know what, Mike? That's a really good point. I mean, here, Lovie Smith's got you to 2 NFC championship games, and you're right. It does seem like they're just trying to make it work for Martz. Who is this guy? Why does everyone think Mike Martz is so terrific?
Before we let him go, before we let Mike go, I do want to say Mike got a site out, fullscalesports.com.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone needs to go and take a peek at.
Fullscalesports.com.
Just been up for a week, and it's a fantastic site. So take a look at it.
Appreciate that, guys. Have a great show.
No sweat. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. 529-1450 is our number. 529-1450 brings up a great point.
Absolutely.
And the owners. That's the thing. Owners. They want offense. They want the flashiness and all that of the game. But the Bears really have been built on defense forever.
Yeah, and you have to stay true to that. But I still think that, in today's NFL, you have to get playmakers on the other side of the ball. You just have to. We're past the days of lockdown defense and pound the ball.
No doubt, but is Roy Williams and Sam Hurd that? I don't know about Sam Hurd. Greg Olsen was that. You just trade him away for a wall.
I know that Roy Williams is better than any receiver the Bears have had since I can ever remember.
And we have to remember he has a history with Martz.
Muhsin Muhammad?
The year that he was with Martz in Detroit, Roy Williams had, I believe, 80 catches for 1,300 yards and a bunch of TDs. So he has a history with Martz, and it's a successful one.
He's an actual receiver. He's not a superstar receiver. He's not elite by any means, but he's an actual receiver. I mean, Jay Cutler's been working with converted, nickelback return guys as receivers.
He's got a bunch of 5'11" guys who have good speed, but he doesn't have anyone who's 6'3", who, if he throws something in the end zone, can go up and get it.
Absolutely right. And Roy Williams has been around for a while. He's not a young guy playing receiver. He knows. He's a veteran of the game. He knows how. I really like that move. I know a lot of people, I heard Colin Cowherd banging on that move quite a bit, but I like it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Bears have never had a receiver. They got, they got Moose when he was a little bit washed up. They had Berrien right when it looked like he was on the brink of being special. They let him get out of town, and then he fades away. And, they've never really had a guy. Just never. I'm trying to think of their receivers. Good luck.
No. I'm sorry, I can't think of. I go way back, and I can't ever think of a receiver that they've had with really good size and speed, and of course they've had a bunch of guys who did the job. I've got the job done, but not that real number one guy.
Yeah, and Roy Williams may not be a number one anywhere else, but
he will be there.
Yeah, in Chicago he will be, needs to be. And like I was saying to you guys off air, I wish they would make a play for Plaxico as well.
Well, see, there are still some good receivers. Burris is still out there.
Yep.
Malcolm Floyd's still out there.
Yeah,
Braylon Edwards is still out there. Steve Smith of the former
Carolina, right?
Carolina is still out there. So, I mean, there are some teams who are going to make a nice pickup here in the next few days with these guys.
But you wonder. I feel like knowing the Bears from living around here so much, I feel like this will be good for them. You know what I mean? They're probably content now. We got our receiver, boys. Let's just get to work.
I think it helps, but I just don't think he's a legit number one. But
no, like I said, I don't think he is either, except for in Chicago.
And if they don't solve the offensive line problem, it doesn't mean near as much as we're hoping, because then Cutler will still be running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
And just a note on Jay Cutler, because last season when he gets knocked out of the NFC Championship game, and everybody's banging on him, and we came in here and tried to defend him a little bit. Just so everyone knows, Jay Cutler has recovered from his off-season surgery.
What?
Just fine, due to that hit that took him out of the game.
That coward, he just sat out. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah, his off-season surgery went okay. So, yeah, no, you're right. Not hurt.
Yeah.
529-1450 is our phone number, 529-1450. All right, I know you're waiting for me to ask the question. Which one of those guys that we've talked about that changed teams will have the biggest fantasy football impact?
Ooh.
Not just football impact.
Oh, geez, man. And there's so many. It's so hard to... I think Darren Sproles in New Orleans is going to have a really big impact.
I couldn't agree more. I love Sproles in New Orleans. They're going to use him out of the backfield, and he's going to cause living nightmares for the other teams.
I also, I don't think that Kevin Cobb is going to put up gigantic fantasy numbers, but I'm going to say that the impact he has on Larry Fitzgerald is going to be massive. Go ahead and feel free to get Fitzgerald as your number one again this year, I feel like.
529-1450 is our phone number. Let's take a phone call. Good morning. You're on Sports 101. Go ahead.
Good morning. I think you finally hit the nail on the head with the Bears. It's the offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's the receivers.
That's a combination, but yeah, you're right. That's the most important thing.
Look at the stats from last year. It's obvious the line is the primary problem.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
And I think Johnny Knox and Bennett, I think they're very good, decent receivers. And with a good line, with
he's gone.
Time, they're going to be fine.
I agree. If they solve the line problems, you're going to see the receivers will suddenly become so much better because Cutler will have time. But it all starts with the line. They've got to give Cutler some time. If they don't, I don't care if they brought in Jerry Rice of 25 years ago. It wouldn't matter.
That's exactly right. And I think you finally hit it on the head when you said that, because I don't know that Roy Williams is going to make a lot of difference. I'm not sold on him. I do think Hester has some potential still, although he's not showing it yet. But Knox and Bennett are your top two receivers right now, other than Williams coming in.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're more than adequate to do the job.
But they're still young guys, and what we were trying to say is that there's a lot going against Jay Cutler. Obviously, the line is the most major issue, and we talked about that earlier. He was sacked more than any quarterback in the league last season.
Right.
But at the same time, and nothing against Johnny Knox, he's a nice player. Same with Earl Bennett. But I mean, these are young guys. These are guys still learning the league and learning, kind of how to adjust to the NFL. I mean, what's Knox going into his third season? So that's all I was saying. He could use a little more help. Cutler didn't really get surrounded with many pieces to help him succeed. So
that's true, and I just hope Williams is the piece that he needs to help him a little bit more. I'm not sold on that.
Caller, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and the main thing is, as we brought up before, he does have a history with Martz, and he played well under Martz. So that's one plus that Bears fans could take solace in.
Well, we're going to hope in it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the call.
Thanks for the phone call. 529-1450 is the phone number, 529-1450. So the Bears will